Okay, making a podcast. So, first, let's start here. So, you are to be working on the podcast from Tuesday, December 8th through Monday, December 14th, and you should submit it on the 14th. Okay, so you have 5 days to work on this project. So, when you guys go into making a podcast, you'll see that I've laid out a suggested timeline for you to break it down over the 5 days. So the first day, I want you to read all of these directions, including this video, watching this video, decide on your what bugs you topic, choose an audience, do a little research. That is explained more down here. Day 2, listen to some podcasts, research a little. Again, that's explained down here. Day 3, write your rough draft, play around in GarageBand. Day 4, polish your rough draft, rehearse your podcast. Day 5, record your final draft and submit. If you follow this timeline, you will get this project done on time, and you shouldn't spend more than 30 minutes a day working on it. Those of you who are in person, you have a 38-minute class period, so you can get all of this done in class, no problem. All right, so days 1 through 3 is the focus of what you're going to say. So I've chosen a general topic for you, and that topic is netiquette. What is netiquette? Netiquette is a shortened term for internet or network etiquette. So the example I use here is, somebody who's typing in all caps. Maybe that's in Instagram, Snapchat, Reddit, wherever, and you feel like someone's yelling at you. I feel like this happens a lot in email and text. I get a lot of emails that are in all caps, and it bothers me. It does annoy me. So that's probably something that would be a pet peeve of mine. So think about what you see, what bugs you. What are other people doing that they're really struggling with, that they're doing wrong and may not know? Or what are things that you do wrong that you need to work on? So you could think about it in any of those different ways. And then you're going to teach people how to do that correctly. Why is that netiquette? Why is that a poor choice of things? So I may say all caps. Well, that's you're yelling at someone when you type in all caps. And people may honestly not know that. All right, so think about your audience. Who's your audience going to be? Are you going to aim it at little kids that are maybe just starting to use social media? Are you going to use teenagers that maybe have developed some bad habits? Or maybe older people who are brand new to the internet? We're in quarantine a lot here lately. Older people are supposed to be staying home, not going out. A lot of those people are starting to get devices so that they can stay in communication with their families. So they're getting on the internet for the first time. So then you're going to need to do some research to learn about netiquette. If you've never heard a podcast, you may want to check some of the ones out that I have listed here. You're just going to click on that link, and it will pull up these best podcasts for middle schoolers. Okay. And I would actually stick with the categories of science and technology discovery or answering big questions. This serialized fiction, they're telling stories, and that's not really going to help you a whole lot with a podcast that's going to be more of a teaching or explaining, like our podcast is going to be for netiquette. So I would probably suggest that you check out one of the ones in these two categories. Okay, and then some of those podcasts too, by the way, are really long, so you don't have to listen to the whole thing. You can listen to just a part of some of these, or whatever. All right, and then you're going to start planning on what you will say, how you will say it. You're going to work through a rough draft. Okay, then days 3 and 4. Notice that day 3 overlaps because part of it's up here and part of it's explained down here. But I liked the way I explained it, so I didn't want to change it. So anyway, I think you guys are with it enough to understand. So writing the rough draft is up here, and then playing around in GarageBand is down here. All right, so playing around in GarageBand, you're going to try some of the things out that I've listed here with no intention of recording your final product, okay? So creating a podcast, recording, I have all these steps in here that tell you exactly what I want you to turn on, what I want you to do, where do I need you to click, what needs to be turned on, what needs to be turned off. And there are some things in here I suggest you try it. Try it this way, try it this way. And if you want to know why I suggest it one way, do it the opposite way and then listen to it, and you'll probably understand why I suggested to do it the other way. So there's all kinds of stuff in here for you to look through and try out. Okay, there's also information on how to find your recordings and rename them and all that kind of stuff too. And then there's directions in here on how to submit it when you're ready for that part. Okay, so you're trying some of the things out. Okay, then polishing your script, you're going to firm it up. You're going to read it out loud. Read it out loud in the mirror. Read it out loud to a family member or a friend. Record it and play it back. Does it sound right? What can you do better? Does it fit the audience that you intended? Okay, some things to consider. How are you going to hook your audience right away at the beginning? Are you going to tell them a joke? Are you going to have a pun? Are you going to have some fun music? How are you going to do that? And then polish your script, come up with a final draft. Okay, so that's day 4. Polish your rough draft, rehearse your podcast. And then day 5, you're going to record for real. And you're going to use that same document. This is the same one that's up here, okay, for the detailed directions on how to record. And then you're going to complete it and click next. And this is where you're going to submit.